The phone rang at 3:07 a.m., not a time for ordinary calls. "State Police," the voice said. "Your father's been taken to ICU, car accident. He was conscious when they pulled him out. He kept saying your name. I sat up, cold sweat on my skin. They patched me through. My father's voice was ragged, broken glass under weight. Son, listen to me. I saw them, your wife, her boyfriend, digging in the woods. Your daughter's been missing for 2 days." The line hissed with silence. My heart stopped moving. "They spotted me, ran me off the road. His voice cracked. Machines beeped in the background. Then nothing. Flatness. I didn't breathe. My training told me not to react, not yet. They called about his body, but all I could hear was his words: wife, boyfriend, woods, daughter. The car accident was a distraction. They forgot why they dialed. I drove to the hospital, not for grief, but clarity. I stood over my father's broken form. Tubes, bandages, silence. He couldn't answer more questions, but the image he planted, my wife with another man, digging in the woods, while my daughter, gone. It didn't feel possible. I wanted to dismiss it as confusion from trauma, hallucinations of a dying man. But his voice, it was too sharp, too deliberate. I remembered her excuses: business dinners, phone always face down, the distance in her eyes when I touched her. I remembered my daughter's sudden sleepovers with friends I never met. 2 days missing, and I hadn't even questioned it. She had said she was at her cousin's. I believed. I told myself I was imagining things. But the thought cut too deep. Delta Force training wasn't built for trust. It was built for patterns, anomalies, lies. And her face, the last time I saw it, she smiled too easily. I didn't confront her. I became silent, watchful. The next morning she brought me coffee, kissed my cheek, asked about my father. I nodded, let her speak. She didn't know I already suspected. I checked her phone records, hidden numbers, late-night calls. A man named Daniel. I installed a tracker under her car, watched her drive to the very woods my father mentioned. I followed at a distance, parked half a mile away. Through binoculars, I saw her step out of the car. Not alone. Him, taller, younger. They laughed, carried shovels, carried something wrapped in tarp. I stayed in the tree line, pulse steady. No rifle, no gun, just patience. Later, I searched the ground after they left. Fresh soil, too small for a body. I dug with my hands, found clothes, my daughter's jacket, mud-soaked, torn. I froze. My mind screamed, but no sound left my throat. That night, I held her close in bed, my arm draped over her as she slept. She whispered in her dreams, another name, his. I stayed awake until dawn. I ordered a private DNA test. Hair from my daughter's brush, compared against mine. 3 days later, the results arrived in a sealed envelope. I didn't need to open it. I already knew. But I did. Not mine. Not my blood. The world didn't collapse. It sharpened. Every lie crystallized into glass shards I could see through. That evening, I set the envelope on the table. No words, just paper. She came home, keys clattering, a smile she manufactured for me. She saw the envelope, read the heading. Her face drained color. She whispered, "I can explain." I said nothing. She broke down in front of me, sobbing, begging. Words spilled, years of betrayal, of love for him, of hiding truths from me. She thought she had control. I sat still, watching. My silence was the blade she couldn't endure. I didn't shout, didn't strike. I only asked one question. Where is she? Her lips trembled. Her body shook. She stammered excuses, but I didn't move. The silence pressed against her chest until she suffocated under it. Finally she broke. She told me where they had taken her. I didn't comfort. I didn't rage. I only listened. The next day, I drove her to the woods. Not Daniel, her. She needed to face it. She needed to see what she'd done. When we arrived, I let her step into the clearing first. The disturbed soil, the place where I had already dug. She fell to her knees, weeping. I stood behind her, arms folded, detached, watching her collapse under the truth. That was my revenge. No violence, no forgiveness, just truth, exposed like raw nerve. I walked away, left her screaming in the dirt, clawing at the ground, at herself, at her lies. I drove home, emptied her clothes into bags, placed them on the porch. Inside, silence. A silence I finally trusted. My daughter was gone. My father broken. My marriage a corpse. But clarity was mine. Cold, clean, merciless clarity. I didn't lose myself. I found myself in the quiet aftermath of betrayal. As I stood in the doorway, I realized the truth wasn't meant to break me. It was meant to free me. And in that freedom, I felt nothing at all. I buried my love the same way they buried their lies, deep enough to never dig it back up.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.